I made a community post yesterday asking you all what you would like to see in the blog post that we are getting today. Now, if you want to skip to the blog post, I'll have a timestamp up on screen right now where I go over everything, give my thoughts and opinions. But before that, I wanted to read some of you all's comments so we could just see where everyone's at, because obviously the game sentiment right now is not at its highest. So first off, we have Austin Crow 1511 here saying literally anything that shows this game is as much as a priority as Marathon instead of a service on life support. This I 100% agree with. A thing everyone is starting to think now is that Destiny is currently just making money for Marathon. Nothing's really even going back into the game. The majority of the funds are just going straight to Marathon. I really hope there is some mention about Marathon and how that it's not happening, but obviously actions speak a lot louder than words. So until we see everything in full, I don't really know about it all. Next up, we have GoGo Duck 20 saying, I genuinely want to see something about Marathon because I know the second we see gameplay, we'll know if Bungie is cooked. Now, this is pretty funny, not because I understand where they're coming from, but for the fact that a lot of people, including me, don't even play extraction shooters. I am personally not a big fan of extraction shooters whatsoever, so I don't really want to see any gameplay. I wish Marathon could have been a different game, or they just obviously would continue working on Destiny. That would have been the perfect world. But yeah, extraction shooters are just not my thing. And going back to what the first comment was saying, I really hope this is not going to affect Destiny in the long term. And next up, we have Howdy saying, I just want some clear answers as to why things have gone the way they have and why players should be returning to continue supporting the game and studio after years of mismanagement. Bare minimum, a 1 to 2 year roadmap. This I 100% agree with. I honestly don't think they're going to touch on obviously everything that's been going on, but they really do need to show a roadmap and give a reason for players to play again right now. Now, I know one of the main reasons people would start playing the game again is if a raid came out. Obviously, a lot of people in the game just play Destiny to gear up for the next day one raid race, or just obviously the new raid in general. And I think announcing that raids are still going to be a thing is going to be good, but I honestly think they need to go a step further and maybe announce remaster Wrath of the Machine, or just the next raid in general, or they're bringing Leviathan back. I think they specifically need to name a raid and a date, maybe not a date, but specifically just say something is coming back. Maybe even just put soon TM in there, just to get players hyped again. And I think that would go a long way. And obviously beyond that, again, a roadmap would be very nice. I don't really think we're going to see a roadmap because again, they said this is going to be a light post, so I'm not too sure. But yes, I 100% agree with this comment. Now, next up, we have Smudge GP saying, I would love to see something about the next dungeon. I love the solo flawless challenge. 100% agree with this. I'm actually pretty excited for the next dungeon and also for the solo flawless. I don't think they're going to talk about that in today's little blog post, but they did mention that they're going to start talking about the next episode here pretty soon, so I imagine we'll probably get some information about that over there, so that's gonna be pretty hype. And finally, we have XNBXYOTIEX5247. I lost hope a long time ago. What I expect is more of the same but less. I totally get this feeling, and I'll be lying to say if I'm not currently in the same boat. I have hope still, not a lot, just a little bit of hope that we are going to get something special, but I truly do worry that we are just going to currently have the same formula we've had for literal years at this point, and they're just going to sprinkle some more content onto it. I would absolutely love if they could shake some things up in some way, but I just am worried that's really not going to happen. That's going to do it for this segment. And to all the other super negative comments that were in that community post, please go outside and touch grass. We don't need to shut the studio down. We don't need to fire devs. I totally get that the game right now is not the best spot, but sending harassment and all the other sorts, it's just completely childish. If you're going to give criticism, give constructive feedback, because no one is going to listen to you in the long term. But with all that out the way, let's jump into the blog post and see if anything we just talked about comes to fruition. Spoiler alert, oh boy, was I shocked. All right, guys, as I started recording this, we have game activities, rewards, portals. I don't know if there's anything else. I'm going to refresh the page really quick to see. Okay, it seems like this is just going to be the three things, or just, I guess, paving our way for frontiers. All right, so let's start off with I guess this is probably the main one. Okay, we do have a roadmap, it seems like. Okay, so paving our way. Oh, this is a long post. Pave our way for new players. Today marks the 10-year anniversary of Destiny. We're starting with 2014 to something new and different from our studio. We've conquered the Witness, looted dungeons, and ascended to the Lighthouse, and more. And we look to the future. We're plotting our course to the stars with the codename Frontiers. We close the door with the final shape, but we are opening a new one, and a weird one, and exciting one. It takes Destinies to places it's never been before. We're building this future and are excited to share the glimpse of it today. Okay, all right, so let's take a look here. Expansion. So summer 2025. Seems like we're getting an expansion. Obviously, these are codenames, Apollo Behemoth. So summer 25, it seems we're having a major update. Fall will also have a major update. Reward pass, that's just gonna be the battle pass. So it seems like we're getting 2 expansions a year, and also we're gonna have the reward pass or whatever in the major update. So the expansion says new stories, new locations, new missions, new weapons, new gear, new raids and dungeons. Okay, so obviously raids still going to be a thing. I think that's going to be a great thing for everyone to hear. Seasonal update, new and reprised activities, new gear and artifact mods, new modifiers and challenges, new sandbox meta, new events, reward pass, exotic weapons, ornament, legendary weapons and armor, ornaments, gear, upgrade, resources, cosmetics, and more. Okay, so takeaway from this, raids are still going to be a thing. Obviously new stuff's coming. I assume since there's going to be 2 expansions, it's probably going to be smaller, kind of like everyone was speculating, but I'm sure they'll talk about that down here. So the roadmap lays are planned for year 1 and beyond, with some exciting changes to our annual model. 2 expansions per year, 4 major updates of free content every year. Okay, over the next few months, we will be sharing more info with you on Codename Frontiers, which is how we are describing major innovations coming to Destiny over the next few years, starting with our next expansion, codenamed Apollo. We have several dev insight deep dives going live today, and we will continue to add more to this list over the weeks and months to come. Today, we also have Tyson Green, the game director of Destiny 2, and Allison Lurs, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, the Destiny 2 narrative director, diving through some of the future plans for Destiny 2. Our goal is to be more transparent in our communications with you. This means sharing our work more frequently, even if you see our mistakes and false starts along the way. So please remember that our roadmap and plans are subject to change as we get deeper into development. Ultimately, this is your game too. We want you to see more of how it's made and why. If you take away nothing else, it should be this. We're excited for Destiny to change and improve in ways that allow it to keep evolving in the future. Okay, I actually like this a lot. I'm happy they're going to show more. I think this is a great thing. I love when the devs are more interactive with the community. I absolutely adore TFT. If any of you all know about that, with Warthog and everything, it makes the game so much more enjoyable and lively to play. So this is going to be a great thing. It's also nice for them to say that, you know, they're excited for evolving future and everything. So they're going to continue working. So Dev Insight Deep Dive. So obviously these are the things that we're talking about earlier. We just clicked on the main one first. Our vision for the future of Destiny 2. This is some really cool concept art. I really like that. Tyson Green. My name is Tyson Green, the game director of Destiny 2, and I'm excited to speak today about our team's vision for Destiny. First and foremost, we all still love Destiny. It's a unique challenge game, both for you and for us. I've personally been working on Destiny for 15 years, and it still excites me creatively. There are not many games that I could say that about. But at the same time, we recognize that it has become too rigid. Expansions have started to feel too formulaic and over too quickly with little replay value. Seasons and episodes keep getting better, but can still feel like you're going through the motions. We believe it is time for Destiny to change and evolve, and our community wants this game to grow and innovate too. And to do that, we need to start breaking some of the molds. Annual expansions. So we're going to start with the annual expansions. We love creating annual expansions, and especially proud of the final shape. It was great, but the truth is that they dominate almost all of our development effort. We need to free ourselves up to explore and innovate how we deliver Destiny 2 content, so we can invest in areas of the game that we feel more impactful to players. Starting next year, instead of one big expansion, we're going to deliver 2 medium-sized expansions, one every 6 months, so that it is going to be smaller, but we're going to get 2. Each of these depart from the one-shot campaign structure we've been using essentially unchanged since Shadowkeep, and each will be an opportunity to explore exciting new formulas instead. So no more, I guess, straightforward campaigns. I guess I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But we're excited to try new things that challenge your idea of what a Destiny expansion could be. We're actively prototyping non-linear campaigns exploring experiences similar to the Dreaming City or Metroidvanias, and even more unusual formats like roguelikes or survival shooters. Also, I totally apologize if I said that name wrong up there, but each expansion will present a new opportunity to try something different. Departing from one-shot campaigns doesn't mean we are turning away from the great storytelling. Going forward, we want to return to the mystery and wonder that was woven into the fabric of early Destiny. That is great to hear, with the story felt ripe with possibilities and epic sense of exploration and discovery. Great stories are as important as ever in our creative vision, and Allison will touch more on that below. Okay, so expansions, we're obviously getting 2 now. They're going to be smaller. No campaign. They're going to focus on, I guess it seems like, more in-gamey stuff, just stuff people care about. I think this is a cool thing. We'll have to see. I personally enjoy the campaigns, but if this means we're going to get other really good content, I'm totally down for this. And they also said they're trying to go back to the fabric of early Destiny here. So obviously Destiny 1 didn't have that much of a campaign, but the game was still widely received pretty well. Obviously, you know, what started it all. It was very, very fun. So we'll see about all that. But Going on down, we have seasons. With a change to 2 expansions per year, our seasonal model will be changing as well. Instead of 3 episodes, we will be building 4 major updates per year, 1 every 3 months. Each expansion will launch alongside a major update at the start of the season, and then a second major update will follow 3 months later to refresh the core game with new and reprised content, including activities such as strike, exotic missions, or entirely new modes like Onslaught. That's cool. Rewards, weapons, armor, artifact perks, exotics, and more. New weekly events, new features, combat, meta, and balance updates. Okay, so it kind of just seems like what we have currently. Obviously, they're just kind of redoing the structure a little bit. The big seasonal reset will still happen, but now twice a year alongside the expansions. Okay, so it seems we're still getting the seasons just alongside the expansions, but the 4 major updates is actually what's going to include all the other stuff. Each update will be a substantial refresh of the core game, bringing new activities and rewards content. We're also excited to announce that, like Destiny 2 Into the Light, these updates and their content will be free to all players. That's obviously great to hear. 4 major updates are going to be free. We want Destiny 2 to be easy for anyone to play or recommend, so we want to remove that major barrier to the experience, which means we need to talk about the core game itself. Okay, so the core game. The core game in Destiny is always available, evergreen activity experience, and we need to fix 2 key things with it. Approachability. So first, Destiny is too complex. With literally hundreds of activities, you practically need a PhD to decide what to play and how to get rewards you're looking for. 100%. We're going to start to fix this by monetizing our activity UI, the director, to make it easier for everyone to find and launch into great activities. And we're reworking our reward model to make sure that all of the activities offer meaningful rewards. Our deep dives on activities and rewards go into more detail on this particular. We'll get over to those in a second. Gear and challenge should matter. 100%. Even great activities stop mattering if the challenge dries up and the rewards aren't worth it. So we're investing in a greatly improved challenge customization system to let players of any skill range find the right challenge level for them, with the rewards that improve based on challenge level you take on. Obviously, that's always pretty great to hear. These won't just be simple incoming damage increases either. The team is cooking up some great gameplay modifiers that give enemies some exciting tools to mix things up on every run. We will have a deep dive coming soon to show off some of these new threats. That's also very cool. As for the rewards, there will be higher tiers of the legendary gear, think adept weapons and artifice armor, that will be available from these higher challenge ranges and a much wider variety of activities across both PvE and PvP. These 2 changes will help the core game experience be easier to drop into and much deeper in terms of the variety and pursuit of personal mastery. And they are a starting point for ongoing changes aimed to continue improve Destiny in these regards. Okay, so obviously they're making the game more approachable. They're making the game more fun, in my opinion, because harder the stuff is, the better stuff you're going to get. On top of that, it's going to be actual harder activities, not just we're going to increase the damage. Really, really like that. The next multi-year saga starts with codename Apollo. So multi-year, they've already dropped the word multi-year, so we're gonna be playing Destiny for a couple more years. So we have Allison here. Hello, I'm Allison, and I'm a D2 narrative director. I'm a fresh face at Bungie. I started doing narrative direction for seasons in fall 2022, and my first D2 experience was with the Final Shape. We're proud of the Final Shape and the ending we created for the Light and Darkness saga, and we knew that the episodes that would follow would act as an epilogue tying up the Light and Darkness hanging threads, but also setting up for what's next. The episodes close doors and open new ones, purposeful ones, storylines that are set in a place to prepare us for what comes next. And what is next is our new saga. So it is 100% a new saga. You'll see teases of it in the later 2 episodes, and then they'll fully kick off with codename Apollo. This saga is also based around a core theme, much like Light and Darkness did. Okay, it is introduced plenty of new characters, factions, twists, and more. There are a lot more here, we'll say eventually, but we don't want to spoil the journey for you. This will be a multi-year journey, one we can't wait to take you on. Our first expansion, Codename Apollo, is a non-linear, character-driven adventure. First off, the concept art right here looks absolutely sick. We have some like crash ship and some, I don't even know what this is. This actually has me pretty excited. I like, again, that they're saying, hey, we're starting a new saga here. This is going to be another journey we're going down. Also, non-linear character-driven adventure also sounds pretty interesting. And yeah, the concept art looks really, really sick. So that's obviously good to hear. I think a lot of people will be excited to hear that. What do we mean by Codename Apollo is non-linear? Oh, okay, so we're going to go into that more. Previously in stories like The Final Shape, you experience the story as a to B to C to D in a nice straight line. In Codename Apollo, our story takes places over dozens of threads you'll explore and discover. So when you land on our brand new location, so there is a new location coming, the story starts at A, and then you can choose if you want to explore C first or try to get into B, or maybe investigate D. And the options you didn't choose, don't worry, those other options are still open for you to get back and play through. You'll need to. Because the more you play and discover, the more the story progresses, so experiencing a certain number of threads opens up the next part of the story. The order in which you explore will be something you choose, but will have built Codename Apollo in a way the story always makes sense and flows from the beginning to middle to end. There's no time gating, no waiting for the next drop. Codename Apollo's story unfolds based on player progression. Destiny is at its best when it's mysterious, weird, and not afraid to try new things. The shift to non-linear stories isn't something we're locking ourselves into, but it is the structure that fits Codename Apollo best. The narrative structure on the release that follows will be quite different, a structure to suit that game's experience, and we want to continue to innovate with each expansion across both gameplay and narrative. Again, the concept art looks very sick here. Obviously, this has crashed on some other planet. This ship has crashed. It seems like there is some sort of like structures here, maybe some sort of civilization or something. But this is interesting. So again, like I said, we're not going to be just going down a straight line. We can kind of just explore everything, as I said, a character-driven invention. I'm very interested to see how this will play out. You know, obviously it's a change. Maybe it'll be a good change, and they obviously said they're not locked into this. So I mean, I guess if it doesn't work out like they wanted to, they can obviously switch it back up. But I mean, I'm interested to try this. I think it looks pretty cool. It sounds pretty cool. We'll see how it goes. But Into the Unknown, this all sounds like a big change, and it is, because when the rhythm of our story becomes predictable, or when characters and our world fail to change, that's how we create a situation, not a story. So how can we innovate? By telling a story that keeps us with our innovation, not one that slows down. This means an evolving world, giving space for new characters, growing and evolving factions. Make sure the story we tell is any world we have nurtured, and with the characters who grow in turn. We believe in rewarding the player for paying attention without punishing some for not knowing something. That way everyone gets close to come along for the ride, no matter how deep in the lore they are. You'll see that approach starting with episodes and continuing into new multiplayer story. So when we think about a multi-year arc, what does that look like? Think of it as a constellation of stories united by a single theme. We will show you what that theme is later, but suffice to say, we believe in it. Think of our multi-year arc as a web, not a line. Each release fits into a larger saga. We can't wait to take you on that journey. Story is easy to spoil, so I won't ruin the details for what the theme is in Codename Apollo or what it's about, but I will give you something to look forward to. Apollo ends with a narrative gasoline that will propel us into the next few years with a clear theme, goal, and destination that won't come at you as a straight line, but will be well worth the trip. It'll reward you, it'll surprise you, and it'll take us places Destiny has never seen before. See you when the time is right, ... Okay, so reading this honestly makes me very excited and I guess a little hope-worthy. I mean, they really do seem to believe in what they're doing here and the changes they're making, and obviously they're also excited to tell these stories. This is a breath of fresh air to see. I mean, obviously with the sentiment, it has just been going down crazy. They haven't really talked about anything. I feel like this is what should have been in the other thing where they teased the frontiers and didn't really talk about it, like because I don't think the sentiment would be as bad as it is right now. Obviously with everything else going on, it 100% would still be in that regard, but for hope for the game, I think like we needed to see this in that trailer. But to end this, and with that, we come to a close. Well, a new beginning, really. Over the next few months, we'll be dishing out more deep dives and engaging in more conversation. We have no doubts the above breakdown of Codename Frontiers plans will spawn more questions than we can answer, but we'll be looking forward to keep you up to date as we take flight. Keep an eye out on the deep dive section, and we'll be adding links to further topics. Thank you again for joining us for the first 10-year journey in Destiny. We've been through so much, battling the darkness and stopping the witness. Now it's time to look to the stars again. It's time to imagine, to dream big, and to explore what our futures can be within the universe. We have our heading and hope to see you join us along the way. Destiny 2 dev team. It's kind of just said right here. This actually gets me pretty excited. I'm more relieved, I guess. I mean, I'm still pretty excited, but like the fact that we know raids and stuff is still going to be a thing, the fact they're excited about what they're making, the fact that obviously we're still getting some more things. The concept art also looks very, very beautiful. I am pretty interested in this. I'm interested to see how this new model is going to play out. Obviously, they said themselves as well that it has gotten too predictable. They literally want to go back to the Destiny 1 feel of mystery and everything. So maybe this is going to be a great start. Now, this isn't the end of this. As you did see, there is more stuff that we can go over. I think it was right here, codename activities, and then rewards in the portal, which I assume the portal is just what we're currently in. Let's just check that real quick. That is not what we're currently in. This is something different. We'll start with the portal. All right. Welcome to one of the many developer insights articles of Codename Frontiers over the weeks. Okay, I think this is just, yeah, what I was saying earlier. But now let's talk about the portal. The portal development may change, will be an easier, modernized way to browse and launch core game activities. It will offer a varied selection of new and updated activities across a wide range of activity types. TLDR, the portal will offer categories of activities, each with a wide selection of new and updated activities, refreshed every 3 months with each major update. All activities in the portal will provide update and worthwhile rewards, so it'll be easy to find something to play, and the destination map will be cleared up and focused on world navigation and accessing the older activities. Okay, so the problem, the destination map, also called the director in Destiny's venerable activity browsing and selection screen. Over the years, it has grown very unwieldy, making it hard to find specifically what's current and worthwhile to play, and requiring even more expert knowledge to navigate to find what you're looking for. Even current players can have difficulty finding a new activity, while new or returning players have even greater trouble. I mean, 100%. The solution, the portal screen. So this is what they were just talking about. The portal screen will be the new default activity selection screen, replacing the current destination map. Okay, the early mockup is subject to change. The emphasis of the redesign is quick and clean access to a wider offering of activities with updated rewards, as well as quick access to the current expansion or event content. Activities will be grouped into categories, more on these below, that expand to present up to a few dozen of activities each. Each activity available to launch from the portal will feature updated rewards every season and will present a viable path to the highest tiers of weapons and armor available. Our intent is more actively launching in a season to occur from the portal, and any choice you make will be path to worthwhile rewards. All right, so this is obviously just going to make the game a lot easier to play. As you see, we have solo ops, fire team ops, pinnacle ops, crucible, event, exclamation point, the tower, then the expansion, and then the upcoming expansion, which is redacted. But then they talk about the expansion name right here, Behemoth. Also, I just realized that this is literally called Codename Apollo. Sorry to go off track a little bit, but we literally have like spaceships crashed, and obviously with Apollo and everything, be pretty spicy, I'm not gonna lie. But all right, portal categories. The individual categories available in the portal are solo ops, which are 1 to 3 player activities requiring low time or social commitments. These activities are designed for solo players, yet are still fun with the fire team and are easy to pick up for a quick play session. Solo ops will feature a new activity type, which we'll get into a deep dive soon. Okay, so these are basically just going to be seasonal activity or strikes, anything like that. Fire team ops, 3 players, activities for match-made or pre-made groups, designed for fire teams with more cooperation and coordination. These will feature activities like strikes, onslaught, the coil, and new types in the future. So I guess fire team ops are going to be strikes. The solo ops will be something different apparently. So flashpoint ops, 6 player activities for match-made or pre-made groups. Plan for the future season. This category will introduce later next year. It will feature more chaotic 6-player combats like offensives. So I assume this is just going to be like the 6-player seasonal things that we would have. Then pinnacle ops, so 3-player activities featuring some more challenging content like including dungeons, exotic missions, and full-length onslaughts. Pinnacle ops have an exclusive reward pool to claim, but success is not guaranteed. Okay, they don't mention raids here unless it's going to be in the flashpoint, but Crucible, a selection of core Crucible playlists for solo players and fire teams, providing an opportunity to test your mettle against other guardians, and exclusive reward pools available to claim with the same depth of tiers as categories. I just realized they probably didn't mention raids because I think these are specifically like match-made things, but then obviously raids aren't. But in addition to the above categories, portal also provides access to the current expansion activities as well as any other running events like Iron Banner or Festival of the Lost. Okay, so they're just making it a lot easier to get things done, which I mean that's obviously really nice for a new player, and even for someone that's been playing the game forever. I mean, just seeing everything on one screen is also very nice. But objective streamlining, The portal screen will also host consolidated and streamlined slot objectives like bounties and seasonal challenges. The aspect of this redesign is still a work in progress, but the primary goal is to greatly reduce the chores that need to be done before diving into an activity. We'll be sharing more about this change later in the year. Okay, so I think this is a great change. Bonus rewards. Every day, several activities in each category will have bonus rewards added to their standing offering. These bonus rewards will include things like specific weapons, specific armor slots, currencies like enhancement materials, and strange coins. So the bonus reward is guaranteed from the first daily clear and available at a high drop on future clears. Activities with bonus rewards will be sorted to the top and easy to find, so you can quickly scan what's available and decide if any is worth chasing. For matchmaking activities, they will also offer matchmaking at a wider range of difficult options. For more information and changes to rewards, please check the deep dive on core game rewards. We'll get into that in a second, but just reading that right there, it seems like they're actually trying to make, you know, the core game fun again, which is what a lot of people have been complaining about, because there's really no reason to ever run strikes or anything like it's. So maybe this will change that. We'll read that here in a second. But frequently asked questions. Are old activities going away? No, except for some seasonal activities that are normally removed at the end of the year. Older activities remain available to launch from the destination map, just as they are today. Over time, it is our intention to clean up and retire some older activity offerings that are well served by the portal, such as Vanguard Ops. These have a lot of ties to the existing content, though, and will need to be moved over gradually. Okay, so I mean, that's good to hear. Obviously, older stuff's not going away. The stuff we already expected to go away is going to go away. I mean, it would be cool if we could keep everything, but I mean, obviously, logistically, I don't think that is going to ever be a thing, just because the size of the game cannot be infinite. But what about Gambit? Gambit will remain available from the destination map, but will not be rolled into the portal categories at the start of the next year. We are still figuring out our plan for this beloved game mode, and we have some ideas ranging from closer integration into the Crucible category to standalone events that feature it. Interesting. So I don't know if this means they're just trying to make Gambit a Crucible game mode, or I'm not exactly sure, but beloved game mode is hilarious. I mean, obviously they put that there for a reason. But will raids and dungeons be in the portal? Dungeon content will be featured in the Pinnacle Ops category with some alterations to support challenge customizations and reward rating. Raid content will not initially be present in the portal categories. The long clear times combined with the wide variation in experiences present some unique challenges that we'll soon work through, or still working through. However, we are excited to get this content into the portal offering in the future. Okay, so dungeons will be, raids won't be. Obviously, like kind of like I was saying earlier, they're not match made. They're a little bit difficult, but they're working on all of that. So again, this is cool. I like the portal change. I mean, they're making the game easier to play. Obviously, that's going to get more players to play the game, which is great. And the more people that play the game, the more content we'll be seeing for the game, and hopefully the better content as well. So let's jump into the deep dive on the core gameplay rewards. And there's one more after this. So again, this is, I'm pretty sure, the same thing. But now let's talk about core game rewards. Core game expansion and event activities will feature a reworked reward offering that provides a deeper reward chase across a wider range of activities. TLDR. Weapons and armor will be available in a deeper range of quality across a wider range of activities. Core game activities will have dedicated reward pools for different categories and activities. Gear will be labeled new gear during the season it is introduced, and it is easier to recognize a build craft around. Okay, build craft around. I mean, that's obviously it sounds good for me, but the problem, in past Destiny seasons, only a narrow range of activities receive updated rewards, leading to a narrow selection of activities worth playing. These reward pools tended to not be very deep either, with most chases bottoming out with weapon perk rolls or crafting recipes and armor not mattering much at all. These problems have resulted in shallow, unsatisfying grinds in a tiny subset of the activities actually available to play, with their best rewards being a matter of luck rather than skill or mastery. The solution: weapon and armor tiers. Legendary weapons and armor will be available in a deeper range of quality tiers that layer out priorities like stat bonuses, enhanced perks, and other benefits. For weapons, this will be similar to how adept weapons upgrade the baseline legendary. The baseline tier of legendary weapons and armor will be equivalent to current day legendaries, with higher tiers being generally equivalent to adept weapons in terms of upgrades. So right here we have a Sorta tier 5, and it seems that we're going to get enhanced everything now. Enhanced origin trait, enhanced literally perks, enhanced the obviously magazine barrels. This is obviously just a Caval star right here. But when the sword isn't cutting it, you can count on Sorta the scout rifle. Okay, apparently this is a scout rifle, a 3-round, fires a 3-round burst scout rifle. again, obviously this is just a mock-up, but so again, early mock-ups that are subject to change. These higher tiers of weapons and armor will be available for the full range of core game activities as a reward for higher challenge tiers and mastery of those activities. So it seems like obviously the higher tier you get, the better the reward. So I mean, tier 5, it seems like, again, you're going to get everything enhanced, which is pretty cool. I mean, they did mention it's going to be similar to the way you upgrade adepts up here. I mean, the better rewards for obviously the higher gameplay make me actually want to play the activities. If these aren't craftable, you know, obviously we'll be grinding the activities like crazy to get these best rewards. So this could be pretty cool. Now, reward pools. Reward pools are complete sets of weapons and armor that are available as rewards for one or more activities. Some weapons are shared across multiple pools, but the majority of weapons and armor are unique to a single pool. A typical pool is full of armor of each class and enough weapons to provide multiple options for each weapon slot. All these rewards are available at all tiers, so each reward pool is deep and supports a range of challenge in the activity that they are associated with. The major core game award pools will be updated in every major update and will be core PvE rewards shared among more accessible PvE activities like strikes, core PvP rewards shared among more accessible PvP activities like Crucible playlists, pinnacle PvE rewards shared among more intrinsically challenged PvE activities like dungeons, and pinnacle PvP more rewards shared more intrinsically challenged PvP activities like Trials of Osiris. So strikes, dungeons, Crucible, Trials, all of this is going to be getting the new stuff. So every expansion also contains 2 full reward pools: expansion story, reward sharing among missions, exploration, other activities in the expansion content, expansions, raids, dungeons, rewards for expansions, raids, or dungeon activities. So it seems that the wording right here, expansion raid, seems like the raids are going to come with the expansions, but maybe it's only going to be one raid, and then obviously we'll have a dungeon. So one raid, one dungeon a year. I don't know, we'll see. In addition to the above pools, some activities like events may have additions exclusively to that activity, such as individual weapons or armor sets. New gear. New gear will be a blanket category for all of the weapons and armor newly introduced to the current season, regardless of source. New gear will receive a special visual treatment to help players identify which weapons and armor sets are new, and which may therefore benefit things like artifact bonuses. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Some artifact bonuses, which previously applied to specific perks, such as weapons, origin traits, will now be pointed towards a wider category of new gear instead. This should provide more and clear buildcraft options and make for some shorter tooltips in the artifact. New gear may be required in specific optional activities where players are looking for a level playing field. For example, a Crucible playlist option for players who want to play with and against newly introduced gear, and seasonal events centered on posting high scores in specific activities. Okay, so the buildcraft thing is actually pretty cool, and I think just being able to see how things are gonna just interact better and having the focus on the new gear working with the artifact actually make you want to use the new gear, which is cool. Having the you know, specific, you know, events or Crucible, you know, playlists or whatever using this new stuff, it seems like a pretty cool idea. I mean, I guess you could farm out this new gear so you could try to get this high score in this seasonal event. We'll see how everything goes, but I mean, I think this is a pretty cool change. So frequently asked questions: does new gear mean old gears being sunset? No, not at all. Existing gear remains unchanged and ready for use in any activity except those set aside for experimenting with new gear. It can be infused to achieve the same power as newly introduced gear. The only specific advantage to using new gear will be some artifact synergies comparable to origin trait upgrades found on existing artifacts. So again, the new gear is going to obviously synergize with the artifact. I wonder if there will ever be a like new gear raid like event activity. That would actually be pretty cool. But can I still obtain old gear? Absolutely. Exclusive gear will remain available from older activities such as raids, dungeons, or destinations. What's happening with weapon crafting? Okay, they just threw that one in here. Weapon crafting is not going away and will continue to be a way to craft a specific role of a weapon. Our intent is for crafting going forward to provide a catch-up mechanism for roles you weren't able to nab from the original sources. This may be because that source is no longer available or was gated by lockouts when it was, but ultimately we want crafting to support the weapon chase and not replace it. We'll follow up with more details in a future article. Okay, so I think this is going to be an interesting topic for some people, because some people just want weapon crafting to go away completely. It's obviously not. I think if they rework it, it could be a little bit better than it is currently, and it seems like that's what they're trying to do, and they want to make it more of a catch-up mechanism instead of let me just go get the weapons right now. So I don't know, we'll see. And obviously they said they're going to talk about this more in a future article, but it's interesting point of contention right here. I mean, we'll see. Everything else I think looks pretty good. I mean, obviously higher tier rewards to get, you know, is obviously nice. On top of that, new gear seems to actually matter with artifact perks and everything else, even the events in general. Reward pools are getting updated. Hopefully it's going to make, you know, strikes stuff worth replaying. But that's pretty much it for the core game. Okay, so there was one more section. I thought it was maybe it's activities, but we have the, okay, no, so there is some new stuff. So we've already went over the portal stuff here. Right here is actually the new stuff. So challenge customization. The major change to core game activities is that they'll all support deeper personal mastery and corresponding deep rewardings offering. We'll start with PvP activities, and then dive into Crucible and PvP will present unique challenges. All of the PvP activities will now support robust challenge customizations exposed as new options alongside selecting the difficulty. So the glass way, obviously just the strike, you can choose the thing, and it seems like you're going to get rewards. It's like based on the tiers. So right now it's silver tier. Apply modifiers, so you can apparently choose the modifiers, it looks like, maybe. So there's going to be the overview, which is probably just the strike or the rewards. Rules, that's probably where you apply the modifiers. Gameplay, or maybe these are the modifiers in general. I mean, they'll probably talk about it. I'm over here speculating. They'll probably talk about it down here below. Work in progress, mock-up, subject change. Challenge customization gives you the ability to select and activate challenge modifiers which affect the activity you are launching. These challenge modifiers may introduce new enemy combatants, abilities to increase their threat, introduce new combatant challenges that change how you play, provide incentives for changing up your build crafting, raise the power target for the activity, globally increasing difficulties. They're kind of like skulls from Halo in a way. But as a player, you will first be able to select a difficulty such as Expert or Grandmaster. This difficulty would set some basic difficulty tuning and a power target, but more importantly will determine how many challenge modifiers you can add on, and in some cases with challenge modifiers are available. Higher difficulty means more challenge modifiers to slot and a wider variety of them to choose from. Reward rating. Rising to the right level of the challenge can make an activity not only more fun to play, but rewarding too. All core gameplay activities will support reward rating, which is a combined team and personal score that determines the amount of quality rewards obtained at the end of each activity. Reward rating increases by playing an activity at a higher base difficulty, applying challenge modifiers, which have individual bonuses to reward rating, having personal bonuses from the sources like power artifacts or buffs. Here's how reward rating works. As a team, you will earn a team rating over the activity determined on a per activity basis. Sometimes it will resemble existing systems like Nightfall score, but new activity types can have their own way to determine team rating. This outcome is shared by all members of the team and will always try to mitigate competition between teammates for things like scoring kills or specific setups. At the end of the activity, your team rating will be multiplied by any personal bonuses you may have. The final multiplied value is your reward rating, and this value is used to determine the quality and quantity of rewards. Reward rating is used to determine things like the quality tier of weapons and armor that drop, or the quality of useful consumables like enhancement prisms or ascended shards. In this way, you can select any core game activity, use skills to build and take on more and more challenging versions of it, and earn higher and higher tier rewards. So kind of like the other stuff we've been talking about, again, like the higher difficulty, the more things you select, the better rewards you're going to get, the more engaging it's going to be to play. I think this is absolutely amazing because a lot of Destiny obviously is very monotonous at this point to get rewards. This seems like it's going to change it up a little bit. You're going to have more interesting things to do, and you're going to get better rewards out of it. I think this is actually very, very cool. Except Crucible though. Crucible is a unique challenge because you cannot simply add challenge modifiers or use the score of the match as a team rating. This is a tricky problem that we're still working out. We're working through options like factoring in matchmaking ratings or leveraging existing progressions, but each presents unique challenges to our end goal of ensuring that Crucible offers our PvP players a fair and complete path to high tier weapons and armor. We'll be excited to share a solution once we have one nailed down. Okay, so Crucible, they're still working on it, and they don't want it to obviously, you know, get crazy with all these modifiers and everything, which I totally get. But obviously for the Crucible players out there, I feel like, you know, probably wish you could hear more from this. But last thing here, frequently asked questions. What about expansion activities? Expansion activities such as story missions or destination activities present some unique challenges in how they relate to the power and changing seasons. Our intended outcome is that expansion content is always a great way to start off a season and will have a path to higher tier rewards and armor. But that progress via core gameplay activities will be part of the path. Raids and dungeons released with the expansions still represent a pinnacle challenge for players and will have their own paths to the highest tiers of weapons and armor too. Our older activities going away, no except some seasonal activities that are normally removed at the end of the year. Older activities will remain available to launch from the destination tab, just as they are today. I'm pretty sure this is what the other thing said, but over time in our intentions to clean up and retire some more activities that were well served by the portal, such as Vanguard Labs, these have lots of ties. Existing content though, and will be need to move over gradually. So yeah, it is the same thing that was in the other little blog post. But how does matchmaking work with challenge customization? For activities that support matchmaking like those in Fireteam Tops, matchmaking will be available for some preset difficulties, but using challenge customization to enable different challenge modifiers will disable matchmaking. I mean, that makes sense. It have to work like that. While Fireteam Finder may be a good way to pick up some slack here, we also intend to feature higher challenge options on a daily rotation and activities with active bonus rewards. These activities should have concentrated enough populations to ensure that matchmaking can do a good job setting up good matches with solid connections. All right, so that seems to be everything for Codename Frontiers. I have been reading a lot. I can't believe I actually read this much. My throat is currently hurting. I need to drink some water. We have a roadmap. We have a bunch of other stuff. They're excited about making the game, a bunch of core activity changes, new ways to get loot, everything. Like, they actually, dare I say, cooked a little bit with this update. They said a small dev post. I assume they were just trolling when they said a small dev post, because this was not small at all. This was very massive. And they obviously there's still going to be more to come as they go along. They're going to constantly keep updating us, which is nice. The raids are coming back. That is super nice. But overall, I think this post is a W. I am excited to see how they are going to change up the model a little bit, see how everything goes. But if things work out the way they're talking about, I think it is going to be in a pretty good spot. Now, really quick though, let's make this video even longer. I did see a 10 years of Destiny article here. We're gonna read about this here. I do see Icebreaker right here, which bro, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if Icebreaker's coming back, but we have it right here in the little key art or whatever. So today we celebrate a decade in the ongoing journey of Destiny, a decade of epic battles, extraordinary memories, and countless friendships forged along the way. For 10 incredible years, you have ventured into the stars to defend the last city, uncover the mysteries of the Soul System, and defend the defenses against their enemies. While Destiny's official journey began on September 9th, 2014 with the launch of the original game, some of you can trace the beginning of your Destiny's adventure even further back to the alpha in June or the beta in July of 2014. Whether you're a D1 alpha vet or you were just starting playing last week, we know that Destiny's first decade of bravery and hope has been defined by each and every one of you Guardians. We're glad to hear that you were excited for the next decade of Destiny and beyond. With that in mind, let's take a look at how we're celebrating Destiny's major first decade, both in-game and out in the real world. Okay, before we read this, I honestly have been thinking of making a video about how, I guess, my Destiny journey started. If you all like to see something like that, definitely be sure to let me know. But out of this world art, so we've explored a long list of mind-blowing places in the 10 years, the destination surface of Earth, the jungles of Venus, the forbidden depths of several throne worlds, even in the inside of the Traveler. None would exist without the talent and dedication of a very long list of artists. It's impossible to choose just one piece to represent what Destiny is, and that's why we are partnered with ArtStation to showcase the work of 67 past and present Bungie artists from different disciplines that have helped define the world of Destiny. Here's just a preview which you can find on the complete article when it's live later today. Okay, so they're just showing a bunch of art. I'm sure a lot of these, let's see if it's live right now. It is definitely not live right now, but I'm sure there is going to be a ton of sick wallpapers you can probably get from this. I mean, from this one right here alone is already going to be pretty sick, but Legends of Destiny Art Show Tour. We have another very special art experience coming for our 10th anniversary. Join us for a celebration of the Destiny universe as 3 cities welcome artwork by 30 legendary artists from across the world. So every Guardian is invited to Los Angeles, New York, and London, featuring all this. This will be super cool to actually go to, seeing all this this art. But exhibit entrance is free and open to the public, and we will celebrate an open night reception at each RSVP required, with special prizes and even more special guests planning to meet up with the Fire team for what is sure to be a unique, unforgettable experience. More details on our official website. So if you want to go to this, definitely get out there. This will be super fun to go to, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. But just like it's 2014, now let's talk about what's coming to the game. We have a little celebration of Destiny's 10th anniversary and Destiny 2 that can be enjoyed by solo players and Fire teams alike, while revisiting some classic looks and have a good laugh with favorite memes. For starters, we have created a set of armor for each class inspired by the original concept art that was shown a long time ago. In fact, it was one of Destiny's first armor sets ever publicly seen. I think this armor actually looks pretty sick. It definitely is very, I guess, like bare bones compared to some armor we have in Destiny 2 now, but I know a lot of people really want that. They want that Destiny 1 look. I will say it does have like a splash of Destiny 2 look on it. I mean, obviously, I mean, it's in Destiny 2, but overall, I think they absolutely killed it. I think they look absolutely sick, but each armor set can be found starting today, September 9th, when exploring surroundings of the tower in the Pale Heart. You can find it today. Interesting. I figured they would start that, you know, tomorrow with the reset. Okay, that's kind of cool. Defeat the Witness, become legend. 10 years ago, we shared our journey, began with a singular goal: becoming a legend. We defeated worm gods, broken kings, shattered blades, and even taken some time to be space pirates. While you've more than earned notoriety through the system, a few final objectives remain. Starting September 9th, which is today, players will be challenged to a collection of tasks to earn the legend title and seal. Explore the Pale Heart, collect sweet loot, defeat the Witness, and prevent the final shape once and for all. We have objectives scattered throughout the destination and challenges to complete the final shape campaign on legend difficulty. If you've already tackled the campaign on legendary, then you're good to go and you won't have to do it again. We hope this title acts as a bookend to the Light and Darkness saga as we begin to look forward to new frontiers. I mean, a legend title, I mean, become legend. I mean, this is pretty sick. I mean, the way you get it, I mean, it seems like most of us has kind of probably already done that stuff, but I mean, overall, it's still cool. Both armor sets and the legend title are the first of our 10th anniversary tributes to Destiny, but there are more coming in the future, as you may have already guessed, thanks to our key art. A certain exotic sniper rifle, one considered a myth by many at this point, is resurfacing in the upcoming dungeon. Oh, it's coming in the dungeon. We'll share more info on a later date, but we hope this helped break the ice. It actually is coming back, bro. Icebreaker's coming back in the dungeon, bro. It actually is coming back. All right, nerfing Ace of Spades. Okay, bro, I'm honestly not gonna read this. We have a nerf Ace of Spades. I mean, this looks sick. If you want to get, I mean, so that looks dope. Okay, so looking to the future, while we've enjoyed looking back at the past 10 years of Destiny, we're even more excited about where we're going next. The future of Destiny 2 is alive and well, and we're thrilled to begin sharing our plans with you. Let's start today with articles called Paving the Way, the New Frontiers. Okay, so this is the stuff that we've already read. Again, they're excited, obviously, for the future. And then if you want to keep track, you know, they have a hub article, everything, but we continue to be amazed and inspired by the community that has grown around Destiny, and we have truly cherished getting to see all the amazing stories, art, and friendships forged over the years. Even if much has changed since the first launch 10 years ago, our goal remains the same. We are here to make the game that you love to play with your friends, and we will keep doing that for the years to come. We are 100% committed to Destiny as a franchise to improve, innovate, and keep it relevant and fun. For now, the only thing left to do is say thank you. Thank you for playing our games, for supporting the causes we believe in, and for caring so much about people that have made Destiny possible. And thanks, you know, for being our guardians. See you, Starside. Okay, so again, the 10th anniversary sick. Icebreaker is actually coming back. And the future is, dare I say, looking bright, or looking better, optimistic, hope. We have something. Again, everything they said, it was like, oh, this is just going to be a small little dev article. This was not a small dev article. This was this was a very, very massive article, and I'm excited. I liked everything I read. I'm excited to jump into the 10 years of Destiny stuff too. I'll probably have some videos about that if you want to stick around to see those. And again, I may make that video talking about my Destiny journey from where I started, how everything came along, especially with the channel, everything like that. I think that could be pretty fun to make. And again, if you all like to see that, just be sure to let me know. Anyway, that is going to do all for me. This video I have been reading for 56 minutes currently. And I also have the beginning part of the video, which was obviously recorded before reading this, talking about some of the comments. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna be crazy. But speaking of comments, definitely be sure to drop what you think about all this down below. You're gonna be playing the 10th anniversary. Are you excited for everything that you read? Obviously, I think there is hope for the game now. We know raids are still gonna be a thing. They're still committed to the game. I think it was very, very nice. I definitely think this should have been coming out a little bit earlier with their like teaser trailer thing, but overall, we finally got it. Hopefully the player sentiment, the community sentiment goes back up a little bit here. It'll make people want to start playing the game again. I absolutely love this game. I love the community. I love our community that we've grown here. I never want to give it up, and I'm happy to see that there's going to be another multi-year saga, and I can't wait to be on this journey alongside all of you. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for the continued support, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.